What's going on? How you doing? This video gonna be about rest in peace to Eddie Van Halen. I got the news, and I'm gonna be real. I used to listen to Van Halen back in the day. I go back with the David Lee Roth era. Um, when Sammy Hagar came around, I did like Dreams. I like the 5150 record, but to me, Van Halen will always be Diamond Dave with the OG crew. And just put in perspective, so I don't think this is real. I thought Michael Anthony was an underrated bassist, and I thought Alex Van Halen had a nice touch on the skins. He was a tight drummer. David Lee Roth had the right personality, charismatic. Eddie, on lead guitar and them solos, he threw down. He threw down. Now, I know everybody knows when 1984 came out, that's when they hit their prime and peak commercially, obviously, but Jump was a huge hit. And what made that, I'm using that record as really significant because at that particular time it all came together. He was one of the few cats from a rock band that was bringing the synthesizers openly and doing synth solos. He's an underrated synth guy. The cat, Eddie Van Halen was one of the baddest instrumentalist cats, period. You knew his sound on guitar and you knew the direction he had. And I was cool with it, but anything past Hagar, and they just tried these different singers and it kind of watered down. And of course, he had different things that he was going through. But as a musician, Eddie Van Halen was the business. And to me, Van Halen was, I consider, the last great American rock band. I know Guns N' Roses got a lot of love, and GNR had some moments and some stuff, and there have been some other bands. I know the whole Seattle scene and all that. But there was something about Van Halen, they kicked your behind. I love the way the drums sounded, the way that they just had a really modernized sound, but yet they had a throwback tone and feel. They weren't ones that, they didn't compromise doing too much, but they just had a way of doing things. And even when he did the Right Now with Hagar back in 91, which it was catchy for its time the way they did it. Because if you think about Right Now, imagine if you did Right Now with TikTok or some of the modernized social media ways of doing things. And it was very progressive. He always was a very progressive musician. Now, obviously, a lot of people are going to know Eddie Van Halen because he did the guitar solo on Beat It from Michael Jackson, free of charge, because he didn't believe it was him. And then when Quincy Jones kept calling, and he didn't think it was going to be much, it was going to blow up like that, which, well, became one of the most known songs. But that solo, he had a very distinctive sound. He made his notes count. He made his licks count. And I say that because there are some guitarists and some musicians who play a lot of scales, play a lot of runs, but you never get to the meat of it. That's why he commanded the respect. He could tap that solo and he could put something on it. He put some meat on it, but he made it smooth. He had a smooth sound with it. And he was a very talented musician. And his son posted on social media about his passing. Today, at the age of 65, he'd been battling cancer. And it's sad if you was a fan of his music, because he definitely was a very influential musician. And it's one of those musicians that I listened to his work. I didn't always agree with some of the choices they made in later years, and I choose to remember them from Diamond Dave to Sammy Hagar. There's a certain era of Van Halen that I thought was tight, and that's how. But I always respect his talent. He was beasting, and you had to take notice of it. So, I want to send a rest in peace to Eddie Van Halen. Thoughts and prayers with his family, his friends, and fans worldwide. And this cat was the real deal. He was the real deal. And I think that they kind of underrated to me because they haven't gotten their full due. They really hit hard. I mean, they had a very distinctive sound. And like I said, the OG Van Halen was the business. So share your thoughts about Van Halen. What you thought, what you felt. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and the bell rings. A new video. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another. And there's a time when you remember when musicianship counted, when people left you with sounds and tones and feelings and songs, and you remember their talent. So I want to take the time. So peace.